Hello there, Star Trek V Commanders. In today's episode, we're gonna be talking about grinding ship XP. Why is it important? Why you should look at maybe some particular important things? And what are the small in-game mechanics that can make it a little bit easier for you? So stay tuned, and if at any point of time you like the content, click the like button and of course click the subscribe button if you are not yet subscriber for this channel. That helps a lot. So we're gonna start with the crew. And for this particular exercise, I'm picking Pike, Morrow and Goon. Those two officers, Pike and Morrow, their officer abilities gives additional 50 to 60% of ship XP boost. So you get around 100% of additional ship XP boost, which is good. You also get some other game mechanics that allows you to get ship XP a little bit faster, some researches, also fleet commanders. Just set up them to the way that you need, and let's get started with grinding ship XP. For the first test, I'm gonna pick up my battleship and I'm gonna send it to augment space. And in that particular part of the galaxy, when you're gonna arrive there, there is a high chance that the game gonna spawn a red that's gonna attack your ship automatically. So you don't have to do anything, just show up there, observe your game and check if it's like flashing red over your ship that you want to grind XP on, and that should be working. You put your ship on the edge of the system, which kind of increases the chance of those reds spawning, but well, there is a small problem with the game right now that just, makes them spawn for like an hour, sometimes 2 hours, and they stop. So that's one of the way. If you have like 1 hour of time and you just don't want to be staring at your game and attacking reds just to grind that XP, that's one of the way. The other way that I'm gonna talk about is especially addressed to players who are starting to play the game, looking at your faction reputation. So we have a Federation, Romulan and Klingon. If one of them is on a negative side, so if one of them is on the minus side, there is really nice way to grind the XP. You send your ship to the territory of that particular faction, and again, those hunters are spawning there, attacking your ship and grinding your XP automatically. And it's also important for you because if you decide to lock all 3 of the factions on the positive value and move with your journey forward, you won't be able to get back and use that game mechanic anymore. So think about it. If you have a negative reputation, it is actually good in those cases you want to grind the ship XP. Now let's talk about actual work. So none of those ways works for you. They are too slow, you don't have negative reputation, you cannot use it, you want to grind the XP faster. But looking back at the idea of why you want to grind that XP, right? So the amount of XP you can get in the game is limited, and the longer you play the game, the bigger your ships are, the harder it gets to upgrade them. And basically, if you want to convert Latinium to ship XP, it's really expensive. So how to do it actively? You take your ship, and in this case that's going to be one of my battleships, you send it to a system where it can kill few reds. And by few reds I mean maybe something like 50, maybe something like 20, 30. So basically you have to find the sweet spot where when you are attacking reds you are not dying straight away and you are getting enough of XP just to make it work. And you can see in the background that I've sent my ship to one of the deep space systems, and one of the really interesting things that you should really take a look into is how much XP you get when you attack a red. And this is the small number that you can see on zoom that just shows up over the particular ship. And if you are looking at this particular setup, so a battleship which is in a deep space attacking other reds, as you can see, when I'm attacking the same size of the reds, regardless if those are surveys or explorers or battleships or interceptors, I'm getting the same amount of XP. Which is really interesting because this does not happen the same way in every system. So let's look at the different ship, which I'm gonna be grinding in a few seconds in the background, which is Fesha. It's a ship that is just really useful when you are wanting to just mine a lot of Latinium during Latinium Mondays and maybe get those first places, those rewards. So this ship is too small to actually be used in a deep space because it's like a one hit, it dies, I don't get enough XP on it, and basically I have to resend it, waste a lot of time, waste resources to fix it, to repair it, and I don't get the value for the time spent. So with that ship, I'm gonna be looking for some lower level system, maybe something around 36, 38, somewhere there. And what's really interesting is, again, you're gonna see it in the background, that not every system behaves in the same way when you are looking into how much XP you can get by killing reds. So what you can see right now with the use of the Fesha, when I'm attacking surveys, I get smaller amount of ship XP compared to how much I can get when I'm attacking, for example, battleships. And those battleships gives me something between 2 to 3 times more ship XP compared to surveys. So pay attention to those numbers, because if you want to optimize the amount of XP you get on a ship, you should be looking for a system where you can attack reds, get a big numbers of XP per kill, but get small damage, so your ship can be alive there longer, the whole health of your ship lasts longer, so you don't have to resend ship, repair, resend, repair, resend, attack, multiple reds, repair, resend, attack. You just want to find a good balance that doesn't make you spend 5 hours on grinding ship XP, and I have been there, I have done that. 5 hours of grinding ship XP, just looking at the screen, doing maybe something else on the other computer and just clicking those reds, attacking them and grinding ship, because I didn't want to spend platinum, I wanted to grind it in a different way. So pay a close attention, you have a lot of varieties in game, the systems are not behaving the same way, the reds in those systems are not behaving the same way, especially when you are talking about grinding XP, so make a different checks. Send your ship to different systems, check faction space, check dominion space, check delta quadrant space, you can check augment space, you have different areas on the map of the galaxy where you can send your ships. In many cases, the reds which are there are the same level, in some cases they are of the same size, but they will differ, they will give you different result if it goes to grinding ship XP on that particular ship. And when you are completely tired and you just don't want to click reds anymore, you just want to have a really fast result, what you can do, yes, you can always exchange your platinum and buy yourself through the upgrade of that ships. But right now what you can see in the background, this is exactly how costly it is to upgrade the levels of your ship when you don't want to grind it, but you just want to speed it up with platinum. It's a lot of platinum. I could get good speed ups for that, maybe I could get some ship blueprints for that platinum, but I don't want to spend maybe 5 or 8 days, few hours a day just dumbly clicking those reds to grind through those 5 levels of that Fesha. That would take ages. I tried it in the past and I'm just tired of that. I'd rather just use that platinum and forget about it. But for you, if you don't have enough platinum, if you are looking for those ways, I hope I shared with you some tips. I hope that the knowledge that I've shared with you is useful for you. And if it is, remember to click this like button which is under the video, and if you are not subscriber yet, just do that, click the subscribe button and be notified by YouTube whenever I'm releasing a new content. Of course, you can also go to some older movies I created a while ago. You'll also find some good hints and tips that are still useful in the game these days. And meanwhile, I hope you are all doing well, stay safe, and see you in the next movie. Bye bye!